Very extraordinary time. Wisdom doesn't necessarily come with age. Case in point, John McCain. Through most of his maturity, as he did in his youth, those of you who've been reading his real history, much like George W. Bush. And I don't claim to be wise, but along with being pretty old myself, I've lived through most of the great struggles of the 20th century and now into the 21st. And I deeply believe that the struggle of this moment for the presidency of this nation is the most profound in our history, and a time of great opportunity, but as well a time when all of our greatest advances could be lost all too quickly. Whether we're talking about the struggles won for the labor movement, for civil rights, for peace, for the rights of women, for gay rights, for economic and social justice, for civil liberties, preserving the Bill of Rights and the Constitution, for the survival of the earth as we know it, as global warming and other aspects of climate change begin to take a terrible toll. All of these struggles and advances can be expected to be challenged and jeopardized by a McCain-Palin administration. And the power of the most conservative elements and the benignness of the Christian right playing such a powerful role in Sarah Palin's life. In my own adult life as an activist, and even at age 9 and 10, when I walked the picket line with my union father, when the Great Depression was full-blown, even then I began to understand the power of working people and grassroots agitation to make changes for the social good. That was a seminal and germinal time in our economic history. Now, once again, we are in this crisis for our economic survival, as we've allowed corporations to accrue the unconscionable power to disregard the rights of working people. And we've allowed this corporate octopus to take over our lives and our government. It is even beyond the imagination of those who lived through the Great Depression, the huge disparity between rich and poor, which has nearly destroyed the working class, who have basically now become the working poor, as the rich have gotten richer in both wealth and greed. Can we expect this to change with McCain?
No.
No. He has consistently supported tax cuts for the rich, which has been his political base in the Republican Party. Can we expect a change with Barack Obama?
Yes, we can!
He, with our help, will try to establish the beginnings of economic justice through programs, government underwritten, to put people to work in the kinds of prototypes we saw when Franklin D. Roosevelt was president, things like the WPA, like the Works Project Administration, many other programs, including support for the arts and culture. What a strange and visionary idea. Obama has respect for and values the power of the trade union movement and is committed to strengthening their rights with government support. And yes, he and we can. The women's movement. Winning Roe versus Wade was not easy, and it took many years. I can tell you that personally, before Roe versus Wade, I lived through myself what was then called an illegal abortion. And no one wants that if they have a choice. Oftentimes, there must be that choice. The right to make that choice, so hard won, must be assured and preserved. We can be pretty certain that based on the McCain-Palin agenda, once the Supreme Court is up for grabs, with the likely retirement of 2 of its members, Roe versus Wade will be the first to go. McCain's choice of Sarah Palin was both cynical and demeaning of the intelligence of American women. Bluntly put, boobs and a vagina do not a feminist make. Gloria Steinem put it a little more politely when she said, Sarah Palin shares nothing but a chromosome with Hillary Clinton. She is Phyllis Schlafly, only younger. And the commitment of Palin, not only against choice, but against contraception, and a church affiliation where, in case you didn't know it, male dominance is a cornerstone of its religious philosophy. Palin has said that she would not even allow her daughter to have an abortion if she were raped. And as for McCain, he has promised not to appoint anyone to the Supreme Court who is committed to choice, according to it was either the now National Action Committee or I think with the New York Times. On other powerful issues for women, McCain has even stood against equal pay for equal work for women. We know exactly what to expect, and it is totally unacceptable. Obama, he's committed to furthering women's rights and our right to make choices about our own bodies, and no one else, especially not political bureaucrats, catering to the so-called Right to Life lobby. Again, with Obama, yes, he and we can. We can.